Hi, sweeties. Today we are going to smother some turkey wings. Yes, smothered turkey wings. It is one of my absolute favorite dishes. We're going to serve the turkey wings, onion gravy over some grits, but not just any grits. Boursin cheese grits. Yes, so good. Let me show you how I did it. But first, please subscribe to Sweet Savant. Hit that notification bell, that thumbs up. Now let's get into it. I've got 2 packs of turkey wings here. One I'm going to smother today, and then tomorrow with the other pack I'm going to make teriyaki turkey wings. So good. Come back for that recipe. Let's get those turkey wings cut into sections. When you bend it there at the joint, you can easily locate it and just put your knife, it should be nice and sharp, and just cut right through it. Put a little bit of pressure and you should be able to cut right through that joint. And I use the whole turkey wing, even the wing tips. Those are my favorite part. It may take a little practice to find the joints, but once you do, cutting these into sections is not difficult at all. Just make sure you have a nice sharp knife. Now it's time to spice things up with a little seasoning. We'll start with some kosher salt. My secret ingredient in almost everything is lemon pepper. It adds a little zest and zing in there. Some paprika and some granulated garlic. We're going to use fresh garlic in the dish as well, but a little granulated garlic to season that turkey. Blend it up, and then let's get the seasoning. The full recipe with all the amounts will be in the description box. Now, back to the seasoning. Season both sides of the turkey wing. You got to make sure it's well seasoned, well coated on both sides. Let no meat go unseasoned, so flip it over and sprinkle some more of that seasoning blend on there. And if you like, you can add some sage into the seasoning if you've got it. I didn't have any, but sage is delicious on turkey. Now, if you didn't want to smother this turkey, you could drizzle it with a little oil, pop it in the oven, and roast it, and that would be absolutely delicious too. Now let's sprinkle it with some all-purpose flour, and the flour is what is going to thicken this smothered turkey. We're not adding any cream into this. We're not using any cream of whatever soups. Nope. No, none of that. But flour is going to be our thickener. So we're going to toss it in flour, and then the excess flour we're going to save, and we're going to use that a little bit later on in this same dish. My enamel coated cast iron pan is heating on the stove. I've got a little oil in there already. I'm using canola oil, but you can use any neutral flavored oil, vegetable oil, grapeseed oil, whatever you like. We're going to put those turkey wing pieces in one layer. Don't crowd your pan. If you have to do this in batches, then go ahead and break this up into batches. But this pan is large enough to fit all of my pieces. So we are going to let these get nice and brown, and that's going to help build the flavor of our gravy. Doesn't that just sound wonderful? Oh, I love that sizzle. Our turkey is getting nice and brown. The paprika also gives it nice color. Make sure you don't have your flame up too high. You don't want to burn the outside of the turkey or scorch our pot. So keep that heat to medium. Now that our turkey has been nice and browned on both sides, we're going to take it out of the pan, and we're going to start sauteing the onions. Our pan is looking a little dry, so we're going to drop in some butter and let that melt a little bit. We've got an onion that we chopped up, so let's toss that in. and just let it soften in the butter. We've had that onion in there for a couple of minutes now. Some chopped garlic. Everything is better with garlic. Put a little chopped garlic in there. A bit of fresh thyme gives it a nice earthy, woodsy kind of taste. One of my favorite herbs. Stir that around in there just a little bit. We'll go in with a little bit of that seasoned flour that we had left over, and that's going to help thicken the gravy as well. Let's stir that up. We're going to add some water in there. If you have some chicken broth, that would be great in here too. I don't have any right now, so I'm going to use some powdered chicken bouillon. Put those turkey pieces back in. I already added my chicken bouillon. I just forgot to show you, but this is what it looks like. See, it's simmering. It's getting thick already. And I put a spoonful of that Knorr chicken bouillon in there already when it was simmering and stirred it to dissolve. A couple of dashes of Worcestershire sauce gives it richness and depth of flavor and a nice rich dark color to that gravy as well. Then you want to pop that lid on and pop it in the oven. Our oven is at 350 degrees. That's going to cook for about an hour. If you have bigger turkey wings, it's going to take a little longer. Look at that bubbling, child. That is smothered. That turkey is smothered good. Let's check to see how tender it is. How much longer does it need to stay in the oven? Maybe a half an hour more if it's not tender, but look, the fork goes in there real easy. We're just going to flip it around in that sauce. We can see the meat pulling away from the bones. So that's how we know that this is just about done. We do want to make sure it gets nice and browned on both sides. So we're going to cook it with the lid off for maybe just about 10 minutes. But we don't want to cook it too much longer because we don't want it to dry out. And also the longer it cooks without the lid, the more concentrated that gravy will be, and we don't want it to be too salty. If you need to cook it for a little bit longer, if your gravy is starting to get too thick, you can always add a little more water or chicken broth. Let's just baste it with a little bit of that gravy, shall we? I know that gravy is going to taste so good over some rice, over some grits. When you have your smothered turkey, your smothered chicken, your smothered pork, do you serve it with rice or do you serve it with grits? I prefer grits. I want to know what you prefer. Leave me a comment and let me know. Rice or grits? And speaking of grits, we have some grits here popping on the stove. This is just quick grits cooked according to the package directions with a little bit less water because I like my grits to be thick. We're going to add in a splash, just a skosh of half and half, and whisk that in so it will be creamy. And then now a little Boursin cheese, garlic, and fine herbs. I love the flavor that Boursin cheese adds to grits. Put a little tablespoon or two in there and just whisk it and let the melting begin. So good. Our turkey is out of the oven. It's cooked down nicely. You can sprinkle it with some chives for a little onion flavor. I only have dry chives right now. Fresh chives, of course, would be better. But dinner is done. Dinner is done, and I think it looks delicious. Smothered turkey, lots of gravy, Boursin cheese grits. Let's eat, y'all. Are you ready to eat, sweeties? Come on, let's fix a plate and get some of this good gravy, smothered turkey on there. And make sure you have lots of napkins because I like to pick up these turkey pieces, just pick up the bone and just get all of that good gravy off of there. Yum. So good. I roasted some carrots. Since the oven was on, makes sense to throw some carrots up in there. And I'm going to serve that alongside the smothered turkey wings. Look at that gravy. Oh man, grits and gravy. That's all. I'm happy right there with grits and gravy. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please hit that thumbs up, that notification bell. Please subscribe to Sweet Savant for more delicious recipes, product demonstrations, videos just like this one. And have a delicious day. Be sure to come back for my next recipe when I make some sticky teriyaki turkey wings. Yeah, remember that other pack of turkey wings I had? I'm going to make teriyaki turkey wings sticky, sweet, delicious. You're going to love it. If you like a smothered recipe using cream, then I'll post my smothered chicken recipe. It's keto friendly, uses cream instead of flour to thicken. You like that? I'll post it here too. Oh, and click on my face to subscribe.